Alright, so we've retrieved our cold iron longsword, but none of our other gear at this moment. So, at present, the main objective of this adventure is to retrieve his gear and get the hell off the ship. But, I suppose, there's obviously other loot on board that he might be able to steal, so we shall see how things unfold. But for present purposes, I can't see any ways up or down from here, so basically he's got to, once his 3 captive friends so they make their way down the chain and try and escape, he's going to make his way across, back through this prisoner chamber. Now, this is open, so the prisoners can try and make their escape if they want to, and I suppose they've just taken out the jailer, so perhaps they will. Actually, I suppose what Secundus will say is that, look, in the next room, there's the other prisoners. Their plan is to climb down the chain, swim to freedom, so go do that. That's what he suggests. Oh, and then he's going to make his way into this next area. So, I guess... There's probably a key on this. This door is probably locked. In case the prisoners did escape, there's probably some kind of lock on the door into this other chamber. So he will look through the keyhole to see what's going on. And what area are we then in? We're in 6, are we? Or is that 6? 3 soldiers guard 3 small rooms at the stern of the ship. Yeah, okay. That's the 3, I guess. 1, 2, 3. So that's this. But what is this? So I think what we've got is 3 guards and then some supplies. Okay. So I don't think this is described. So I think basically we've got obviously ladders up and down. There's some supplies here. This might be like the supplies area. But there are 3 guards in here. So we look through the keyhole. You can see that there's some guards, some bits and pieces to hide behind. Now, in terms of how well lit it is, it's probably not too great. It is open to the sky here. So you can get some light coming down. Obviously people are going up and down. Crew are going up and down through here. So that's pretty hard. I think if he just comes out of here, I mean, he would just be in his, well, they've taken all his armor, but I mean, he still have some clothes under that. So, I mean, he doesn't look to be in good nick, does he? He's just fought this guy. I guess if he keeps to the shadowy areas of the, there's probably some lanterns in here, but it's not particularly well lit. He could sort of keep to the edges of the ship and try and hide behind, this big mast, and then, I don't know, sort of shuffle his way along up here and hide behind these supplies, and then try and take these guys by surprise. But I think that is possible, because we established before that the guards did not come when he got out escape, so they're sort of busy drinking. Or, well, we could roll the activity die and just see what they're doing. Traveling? Well, they're not traveling because they're guarding that door, apparently. Resting. Okay. Alright, you know what? They're sort of half asleep, so they're not supposed to be. But they've had a few drinks. They're sort of sitting against the wall instead of standing, laughing to themselves, talking about their prior exploits. And not fully focused on their task of guarding, that's for sure. So, what will happen is Secundus opens the door, sneaks out into the darker shadowy areas of the hold, and he conceals himself behind the mast, and then he's going to try now what to do. So these guys are guarding this door. I guess Secundus can infer that from them being here, and there are other crew though going up and down throughout the place. I mean, there's 100 sailors on this ship. You can't really... Well, I mean, there are stowaways on ships, aren't they? Aren't there? It is possible. I think he actually needs to, unfortunately, waylay one of these sort of sack bearer guys as they're going up and down the hold, grab their clothes, disguise himself as one of the crew, yes, and then see what he can do. Alright, so that's what we'll do. He comes out of the door, he's hiding here, he's waiting for one of the crew to come down with a sack, then we'll try and knock him out. So we'll say that I guess we should make a dex check first to see if he can hide. 13. Ooh, No, currently a fail. He'll use a reroll. 7, yes. Alright, lucky. Makes it. So he does this guy, he manages to hide in the shadows, maybe behind this mast. As one of the crew is coming, maybe this way to retrieve something from a chest or barrel or whatever. Tries to knock him out. Okay. So it's going to be an ambush. He's going to attack with advantage. 4 and 3 are both terrible rolls, but a 4 at +7 is still an 11, so that will hit a commoner who has an AC of 10, so that is going to be a hit. His damage is going to be, let's say it's D. Well, he doesn't want to stab him with a sword, so just conk him on the head with a bit of wood, which we'll treat as a club. Oh, here we go. Yes, it is D6. All right. Oh, +3 because he's mega strong. He's going to take 8 damage. That guy's knocked out cold. Grabs his clothes, puts his clothes on. Okay, so he will. Let's see, what's he going to do with the unconscious guy? I guess he will drag him back through this door and into. He'll put him in here with the prisoners. Yep. Okay, that'll do. And he's unconscious for I think it's 2 to 6 minutes when you knock someone out. Let me just double check. Knockouts, 2 to 6 minutes. Yep. Okay. All right. So the crew fellow, 9 minutes, plenty of time. More time than Secundus is going to be left on this ship. Okay. So he's in here, lumped in the corner somewhere. Secundus now looks like a crew member, though he does have a longsword, but he sort of conceals that beneath his billowing. Well, is it alright to be carrying a longsword? I don't know. For a crew member, I guess so. They're a warship. I think that's probably okay. When I think about the pirate movies and all that, they all got weapons strapped to them. I think that's probably fine. Alright, so he's got that. He's now moving a bit more freely, and he will approach the... Well, see, so now what to do? He wants his gear back. Primarily. Don't know where it is. These 3 guys are guarding this door. So that's interesting, right? We know the prisoners are here. So we don't know what exactly they're guarding. I mean, I can see there's some kind of chests and cool shit in there. But Secundus would not know. But I think he would suspect. Well, okay, let's make an intelligence check. What is it? 13. 14, that's a fail. Should we use a reroll? Yes, we will. 7, okay. He's pretty sure. Well, I mean, I think he can deduce there's something. They're guarding something valuable, right? Otherwise, why are they here? Now, this could be. I guess he doesn't know if this is like the captain's chambers or. He has no clue really what's behind there, but he does suspect there's something valuable because there are guards here, and he has very limited information about the ship at this present time. Okay, well, I think that's what he'll have to work off. So, he's going to try and take out the 3 guards, make his way into this chamber. That would all have to happen pretty quickly, because they could easily raise the alarm, and there's all these guards up here, and there's guards here, there's guards here, there's guards freaking everywhere. Is it a better plan to try and convince them that he's supposed to be let in here for some reason? But I mean, what are the odds of that? Why would this crew member be needing to access this room? He doesn't even know what this room is. No. He may have to try and rely, well, on either on his magic. So he's got Crush of the Warp and Transmogrification, which can transform you into littleish creatures, I think. I forget exactly. Let's have a look. Is this going to open up any options for us? Cannot be smaller than a large rat. Okay. Yep, gear melds. Retain your personality. Okay. Okay. I don't know, to be honest. If he targets them, with Crush the Warp, if he takes them by surprise, there's actually not a bad chance he might be able to take them out, all three out. I think we're just going to go with that. I think transmogrification, you can't turn into a little tiny bug, then like go under the door. You just can't do that. It's a large rat, so that's not going to work. No, we're just going to try and hit him with... Well, we can either just ambush them and do a bit of a charge. Alright, well I guess... He's sort of... Yeah, okay. There is a large master here, and there's a bunch of stuff here, so we can sort of hide here pretty conveniently and cast his spell. I think we'll do that. So that looks like a reasonable plan to me. He's going to try and cast Crush of the Warp to hold them. If that works, problem solved. And if that does not work, then you have to charge in and try and finish off whoever's left. Okay, that's the plan, let's do it. So, I guess the first thing is he does need to try and sneak up here, so let's do that. And their perception, where is it? We'll use the red. Oh! That is a massive fail by Secundus. They also failed, because I'm pretty sure their perception will be something like 10 for Human Guard. 12. Okay, they failed by 2. Now, we have stealth, so we can use a reroll. Let's do it. Oh, we're getting low on those rerolls. Yep, okay, awesome. So they failed by 2. We made it, so we managed to sneak up to within very close distance here, where these supply barrels are. Quietly cast his spell. Alright, now, D4 are affected. Come on. Come on, Silver Wolf, help us out. Oh, you bastard. 1. Only 1. Now, does he save? Is the other thing. 20. He definitely does not save. So one of them's taken out. This guy next to the door. He's gone. Okay. The guy next to the door is held for 2d6 rounds. 12 rounds. Plenty of time. He's gonski. So he starts to freeze up. Now, at that moment, that's basically the surprise round, and then Secundus will charge in. So that is an initiative check, because yeah, we may lose that. Okay, let's go. 3. Yes. Initiative 12. So charges in with his longsword to try and take out these other 2 guards. Alright. So he will actually charge for +2. That is definitely a hit, and so is that. So that's 2 hits. Alright, damage. Oh, 10. Now, pretty sure guards have 1 hit dice. They might have 2. 1. Yep, okay. This guy's definitely gone. This guy takes 7, so he's almost certainly gone, but let's see how many points he had. 6, yes. Alright, well basically, perfection. Takes these 2 out. Rushes in, skewers these 2 guards with his sword. Now, there is an option to do non-lethal damage, but I think it's too risky. It's -2 to all your attack rolls, so I think... we didn't declare it, did we? No. He's too worried. He's worried about his own skin at this point. Taken prisoner, he's got no gear. Well, he's got his sword. Unfortunately, these 2 cards just buy it. Boom. Rushes in. Sword to the head of this one and to the guts of this one, and they both collapse, and that's the end of them. Alright, now, this guy's held. Yep. Well, we could spare this guy. Suppose we should. He's got quite a bit of time up his sleeve. Alright. So he binds this guy's hands, mouth, gags him, opens the door, unlocks the door, goes through. Presumably one of these has the key. I mean, there's actually every chance they don't have the key. This is some kind of stronghold. Let's have a look. 6. Maybe it will tell us. Spoils of war. 3 soldiers guard the 3 small rooms at the stern of the ship. Sturdy doors are sealed with iron bolts, chains, and heavy padlocks. Oh, the doors are locked and only Baragor has the keys. Oh my god, what a waste. We have wasted our time here. Shite. I'm already... Oh, right, you can break it down. Yeah, okay. Or you can pick the lock. Yeah, that makes sense. Right. Alright, stores the majority of the spoils of war. Nice. Okay. Yep. Right, okay. Oh, there's actually a bunch of treasure in here. Oh, right. Personal bodyguard. Oh, more competent. Oops. I should have looked this up. 6. Yeah, okay. And then... Right. That makes sense. Okay. Well, we treated them as normal guards, I'm afraid. We're not going to retcon that, but... Okay. There's no way through here. The door is locked. They do not have the keys. So... And we have no gear. But for the sword... Oh, okay. They've got gear. They've got armor on. And shields by the look of it. So if we could take their... Maybe it's like chain and shield. Which gives him quite a reasonable AC. Huh. Alright. And then for the door... We do not have traps and locks. We cannot open this door. Except by breaking it down. No, we're basically stuffed. Okay, so... Well, we'll at least take their gear. So we'll take the... So his AC... So chainmail's 3, shield is 4... Yep. So his AC at the moment is 14. With some of the gear. So he at least puts the gear on. And we can't go through this door. So where to? It's up or down. Or escape. No, but he wants his stuff. He wants his gear back. But that's going to be difficult. Because this place is flooded with guards just everywhere. And you can hear from down here, I think, you've got people coming back and forth. But he does look like a crew member at the moment. So he could probably go across here, go up. Yeah, okay. The question is, would he think his gear is down or up? I mean, looking at these pictures, I can see, it's like supplies, more supplies. Oh, there's some guys here doing something. Shelving. I'm not sure what that is. But look, you've got like wizardy guys here. That's fucking trouble. And then over here, look, guy on the throne. This is, okay, almost certainly this is like the main, which I guess makes sense, yeah, on the ship, okay. In the back area there. Is it the stern? The captain's chambers, I suppose. I would actually think that captain's chambers would be up the front. So I think he would go upstairs, pretending to be a crew member, moving through the guards, and he'd be wanting to get in here. But I mean, how do you pass through this door with all these guards here? Or how do you get through this door with all these? Well, same problem. I guess you can go up. Who's this guy? I don't know who that is. Is that the... Oh, that's it. That's probably whoever's steering the ship. That looks like the ship's wheel. Okay. I don't know what's in here. There's shitloads of guards up here. So, I think he would make his way to the top level. He's looking like a crew member at the moment. Now the question is, does he try and go through this door or through this door? And really how? How would he even get entrance to that? I suppose what is probably happening is these guys are eating and drinking at some point, and so crew members are bringing them food from the kitchen. Alright, this is probably the kitchen. Not that he would know that. So he's only been on this main level. Kitchen staff are coming and going to these rooms at some point. I suppose he would wander around here for a while to kind of just get the feel for what is going on. He sees at some point people taking food and drink into these areas, goes back down, trying to find the kitchen, because really the only way into here is going to be pretending to be a food server, I think. I don't know how else. You couldn't just barge in here. There's too many guards just everywhere, so he's got to disguise himself. Oh yes, and he does have the spell transmogrification. He can turn into a large rat. So that actually works awesomely. He could wait here. Once he figures out, so 10, at some point, if he went down, he would, oh, I see, there's all bunks here and stuff. Okay. So 9, so, all right, so he goes up the top. Guards everywhere. There's doorways, but no real way in. Goes back down. Back to the here. Okay, then down here. Now, at some point, these guys are going to be found. So he hides the bodies, I guess. Behind these barrels and stuff. Yeah, okay. Once he takes these guys out, hides them behind here. So they're concealed for the moment, and then heads down to the next level. What is this level? This is 9. Dormitory. Almost the entire deck is open and filled with bunks from which you hear deep snores and grunts. On the floor beneath the bunk lie bundles of leather armor, shields, spears and short swords. Okay. This is where everyone sleeps. Alright. 50 warriors in here. Bloody hell. So you can pretend you're supposed to be here. Okay. That makes sense. So there are some sleeping soldiers in here. Basically, he continues to pretend to be his crew member. He's searching around this area. There's an archway here. Okay. And so this must be the, is it? The galley. Yeah, okay. So the galley, right, is in here. The fire is always burning beneath pots and pans. The cook and the scullions seldom leave the caboose and even sleep here. The cook is only interested in cooking food. No threat. There's wine. Okay. Alright. So, I think what could be a cool plan here is, at some point, a food server is going to come out of here and go up to one of these rooms, right? Secundus does not know which, but what he could do, well, he could either waylay the food server and then disguise themselves as the food server, or he could use his transmogrification spell to transform into a giant rat and then climb up the, as they're making their way up the stairs, for example, stealthily climb onto the back of their dress or hem or trousers or whatever the case may be, conceal himself on the person, and then they will walk into whichever room it is. Yeah, we're going to do that. Okay, that's what we're going to try. So, transmogrification, let us make a roll. We're going to try and turn into a large rat-like creature. Oh, actually, before we go any further, we did have a battle with these guys. We could have taken a short rest after that to try and get back a use of his spells, because he has actually... Oh, we're down to 0. That is actually right. So we did have a... Was it a significant combat? Well, he did have to use a spell to do it. So I think, yes, let us do a short rest after that combat. Wait, yes, success, fail. So he does get back. I think at this point in time, he is low on hit points. He's going to need to get back at least one spell. Jeez, okay. We need one spell and then hit points. So let's see. That is 26, 13. Okay, he's back to 24. So he's starting to recover his vitality. Gets back a spell which he immediately uses. Oh, that's a fail. Use a reroll. 3, great success, awesome. We're out of rerolls. We're out of rerolls, people. Ah, dear, oh dear. Okay, spells. We did get a great success on this. On a great success. Oh, it could have been a bigger creature. Doesn't really matter. Oh, you lose 1d4 con. Okay. Alright, d6 times 10 minutes. It lasts a long time. 40 minutes. 40 minutes, he's a rat. Up to 40 minutes, okay. But he loses d4 con because it is taxing to cast this spell. 2 con. So that's now 10. Hit points, 35 are adjusted, so 22. Okay. Alright, but he's a rat, and now the food server is easily going to take them into there or into here. So, let us see which it is. Is it this? Looks like a magey area. No, it is not. So we are going into this one, which looks like I have to say, this looks like Baragor's place because look at this guy behind the desk. He's got, oh, okay, there's some weird wolf stuff in here. Okay, anyway, we end up in here. So this is number 3. All right. 3, private chambers. The room that lies before you is one of the most luxurious you have seen in the Bitter Reach. A dinner table with chairs occupies the greater part of the room, and at the far back of the stern, in front of an enormous window, stands a desk of polished oak. A large bed covered with luxurious grey fur, quilts and pillows stuffed with downs is placed against the wall, and an enormous chest of oak lies at the foot of the bed. The warmth from a box of embers fills the room. Baragor's private room is probably the most comfortable in all the Bitter Reach. Oi! If Baragor is on board, this is where he spends his time. Unless she is in the war room with her subordinates. Is this the war room? Over here, it probably is. The grey fur on the bed is Wintermoor, the pet wolf. Oh, shite. If intruders enter the room, right then attacks. In the chest is a bunch of treasure, okay. It's got a trap and stuff, alright. Desk drawers. Okay, there's some kind of magical protection on the drawers. Crude effigy. There's a demon? What? Okay. Letters. Establish your own kingdom. Okay, is this the plans? No, that's probably in the war room. Alright, but in here, one of the prior objectives was some kind of artifact. Well, so this is interesting. Where would Secundus's gear be? It's probably, I mean, most of his gear, armor and stuff. It could almost just be in here with the bunks and stuff, but it might also be in the spoils room. In the vault, I guess, of the ship. It's probably in the vault. His gear's probably in here. Or it could be in this guy's room. Possibly. Alright. Baragor's one of the key players. Oh, right, he's some massive NPC. She. Alright. Demon's Dip. Okay, listen, look at that. Alright. Oh, that's another room. Oh, there's a room into there. Okay, so we're coming in here. And there's the wolf and the bed. I think Baragor is here. So. Okay, so Secundus is a recent prisoner of the ship. It is possible. Now, he did have this magical scale armor, which causes the Lightbringer effect. So that is something special, right? Somebody on this ship, I assume, has magical abilities, and perhaps would have detected that the armor is magical. In which case, that may be being kept in this room, or being studied even by Barangor right at this moment. So, let us consult the bones and see, is Secundus's armor in this room? Yes, it is. Okay, it's here, and fortune. Aha, so we'll say the fortune is that it's lying on this desk, and Baragor herself is examining the armor. Admiring its workmanship, or perhaps trying to attune to it. I don't know, who knows? She's examining it. She knows, she's been told it's magical, there's some kind of magical property. She's just looking at it. Also in here is this wolf, Wintermoor, which does not sound good. But we can basically just treat it as a wolf for our ghostly purposes. Now Baragor, needs to be, I think, a pretty decent opponent because it sounds like she's a major person in the campaign. We could treat her as a champion, but as a boss, so she gets double the normal hit points. That's a very decent threat. Okay. So I think that's what we'll do. We will treat her as So Baragor is, she's still 4 hit dice, but she has double the hit points. And champion, so she's doing greatsword 1d12 plus 3. That's nasty as hell. And so hit points are, because we are almost inevitably going to get into a fight here. She's got his armor. Alright, let's roll. 10. Oh, 20, 28, and 2 more. Another 5. 28, 33 HP. Nasty. Alright. And there's a wolf with her as well. Okay. So. Right. What happens is the food server comes in, drops the food to the boss, to the captain. He or she leaves. Secundus, who is a giant rat at the moment, well, no, a large rat, will slip off the server's clothes and perhaps, skitters behind this chest here. But the trouble is, there is a wolf here. It's sitting on the bed, but there's every chance the wolf will, maybe smell the rat although there is a smell of food, which might disguise it somewhat. So I think we can do a stealth check to try and sneak away and hide ourselves behind that chest before the wolf notices us. I think that's reasonable. So we'll try that first. Alright, we're going to be green. Ooh, 1. Great success. Yep. So we're going to win that contest. So we are hiding. We're a giant rat. No, we're a rat. We're hiding behind the chest. The wolf hasn't noticed us yet. It's dozing on the bed, and Baragor is examining our scale armor, the Lightbringer armor from Last Adventure. So, now what to do? Basically, we have 0 spells. We have our Cold Iron Longsword if we transform back into our normal self. Really, that's all we've got. Although, yes, that's true. So Baragor has the keys, right, to the vault area of the ship. It is possible. So maybe dangling off her belt or whatever, is the key ring. It's possible that as a rat we could try and sneak up here, climb up the edge of the desk, climb up the chair maybe, steal the keys, and make our way out. Now, what are the odds of that? Pretty bloody slim, I would say. Pretty slim. But not impossible, my friends. Not impossible. I don't know. The dog has not noticed us. It's dozing on the bed. It is possible. I think we should give that a try. We're going to try and sneak up here. Sneak up, grab the key. We're in our mouth as a rat. And then sneak back down and sneak out of here. That's going to be a trouble. That's going to be a problem. Because the door is closed. The server is gone. Door is closed. How does a rat get out? You can't leave this place without someone coming through this door. I suppose, though, there would be messages coming and going from, the quartermaster and the other sailors on the ship, getting updated orders. Okay, no, I think it's possible. All right, let's do it. So, we are a rat. We are a tiny rat. We're trying to sneak up the edge of the chair and steal Baragor's keys as she is distracted with the Lightbringer armor. Now, the problem with that, of course, is that really that would mean that we could sneak back down, come in here, see what's in this treasure chamber, grab something, and probably the rest of our gear is in there, but not the armor. I guess we could escape with the rest of our stuff and maybe some other bit of loot and leave. But we would be leaving our armor behind. I mean, that's not a bad result, really. That's a pretty good result, if that's what we can do. Given all the guards on this ship. If we can get our stuff and get out of there and maybe take some other little bits of loot from there as well. The armor is pretty sweet, though. Scale armor with a Lightbringer property. I don't know. I just think... No, I don't think we... Oh. No, let's try and sneak first. Okay. 9. Our dex is 11, but we're a giant rat at the moment. Not giant rat, we're a big rat. Let's just have a look at rat. We've got rat swarm. Dex 15, so we made it by 6. Baragor is not going to have a 19 perception, so currently we do sneak up the chair, we steal the keys, we come back down, we wait for some other messenger or sailor to come in and sneak our way out. Zoink. And make our way back down and then into... At this point we have to transform back into us. So the spell is over. We are no longer a rat. That's the end of that. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't roll for DDM, did I? 6. We're all good. Oh, wait a minute. 5. Yeah, that would have been 5 because we've cast it twice, and now we're up to 6. Oh, that's so close. Alright, but we're actually fine. So we've not triggered Dark and Dangerous Magic yet. Alright, back to normal. Through the door. Close it behind us. We're in the loot room. Alright. Now, in here, we're going to say, yes, the rest of our gear, well, I mean, where else would it be? It could be in the bunk area, I guess. Okay, let's say it is likely our gear is in here. Is it? Yes, it is. Okay. There is a negative. They can probably ignore that for now. Well, the negative is our scale armor, our magical armor is up here, and we're not getting that back. Okay, so we sneak into this loot room. What was that, number 6? Right, the spoils of war. Okay, we've stolen the key. We're in the room. Inside are valuables. Yep. Precious. Oh, there's a whole bunch of treasure in here. There's a bunch of treasure. Okay, keep track of encumbrance. Okay. Alright, so what is in here is all of our stuff except for the scale armor, which we've basically lost. But we do at the moment have the chain armor and shield of the guard that we did in a little while ago. And there is some other treasure here. The spoils of war that Baragor's amassed over time. But it's not really something, I guess. So we know we have to swim, right? We know we have to swim for it. This is not an easy way out, really. I mean, we can probably scrounge some treasure from here. And then back through here. But we only have a certain amount of time, and the time is ticking down, so I suppose we really need to grab some treasure, get the hell out of here, down the thing, swim to safety, and then escape. That's basically the end of this adventure. I don't know how else we could do it. There's too many guards, there's too many things going on. It's frankly very lucky we were able to steal the keys from there and make our way to here. So, alright, what we will do... So there's apparently a bunch of treasure in here, but we'll just roll for it. Let's just roll for valuables, something like that. So we're quickly looking through chests and barrels and things, boxes, sealed boxes, looking for something good. I think we could probably roll with a valuables B. Let's just roll for that. Call it 50. Oh, a black steel breastplate. Decorated with gold and platinum griffins, highlighted with silver, with small rubies worth 840 SP. Or a silver incense brazier. We're going to go with the breastplate. Let's just say that. So he lost. Secundus lost his magical armor, but he has acquired this very shiny breastplate with rubies with a griffin motif worth 840 SP. So, which is, so that's the breastplate. See, that's going to be as if it's medium armor, plus 3. Okay, so the same armor as he currently has, 14 with a shield. So he grabs that. He's rummaging through the stuff. This is the best thing he can find in the short amount of time that he's got. He grabs that and then makes his way back through the main hull here, through the prisoners, through the torture chamber, to the anchor device, jumps on the chain, climbs down, and swims for it. That's basically how this adventure is going to go. That is a bit of an very odd style of adventure, wasn't it? I think because there is all these, it's just filled with guards, right? It's not, definitely not a standard dungeon crawl type result. But, all right, very interesting. So he makes his way into the water and has to swim across to Northfall, I think it was, the nearby city. So by the time he gets here, presumably the 3 captives who were here before have already gone, and he follows suit through the waters, trying to make his way out of here with his ill-gotten gains. Overall, I would say that Secundus, frankly, is lucky to have gotten away with his ruby-encrusted breastplate. It is so unfortunate that he lost the magical armor, but, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. At least he's still alive. And he would have got some decent XP, I think. Let me think about it. There's a little battle here, little battle here. He just managed to sneak around a bit, and obtain that little bit of treasure at the end. I suppose, so originally there was a plan about, the war plans, steal the artifact. He became the prisoner, so he did get his freedom. Yes, exactly. So thanks a lot, carousing. Get him press ganged onto the ship, but I feel like it's just too dangerous to try and explore this ship further. There's too many guards, and he will definitely be overwhelmed. I think if he started a brawl with Barangor, she would have easily survived at least a couple of rounds with him. The wolf, her yelling for help, then it's just the end. That's the end of that's not good. All right, what was 3? Maybe there's a way out. Way out that way. I don't know. Number 3, private chambers. No, okay. It's not detailed. But I think that it sort of looks like here there could almost be a way, like behind this bookcase, a secret exit out into the, jump off into the ocean, off you go. Anyway, but luckily we had already discovered this way out here with the anchor mechanism, so able to escape that way. And I suppose we should make some kind of strength check at the end for his swimming. 7, yep, okay. 18, easily, by far. Great success. So he easily makes his way, even though the water is freezing and horrible, makes his way back to Northfall and escapes from this horrible prisoner ship, captained by Barangor the Merciless, or whatever moniker she's known by. Okay, well that's basically it, isn't it? I don't know how long that took. I hope it didn't take too long. But that is it for today. I was actually hoping I might be able to show you the latest Argosa hex map, but it is, for better or worse, still a work in progress, so I don't want to sort of reveal it half done. Half done. It's like 9/10 done, actually, but, well, I say that, but, I mean, the art is done, but almost all done, but I'm still sort of doing the labels and location places and things like that, and that'll probably change over time, actually, probably right up till final print, basically, but it is 90% done. Yeah, so it won't be too long before I can reveal that, so yeah, that's something for maybe next video. Anyway, alright, thank you so much, guys, for watching. Any comments, always happy to receive those, and I hope you have an excellent week. Alright, till next time, all the best.